Greetings grapplers, welcome to Judo for Jiu-Jitsu. My name is Larry Keith and this is Brian Powers. And in this video we're going to be talking about 3 different ways to defend against Ippon-seoi-nage. So the first technique is just a simple hip check. So if Brian and I are gripped up, right versus right, and this is, whether we're standing upright or whether we're in our crouch position, if he's coming in for an Ippon-seoi-nage, he has to make hip contact with me to make an effective throw. So if I can just block his hip and keep his hip from making contact with me, then that's step 1. Step 2 is also keeping my hips a little lower than his. So if he comes in and I keep my hips low, then I've blocked him. At this point, he either has to really commit to a follow-up technique or he's got to back out of this. As he backs out of it is my opportunity to enter in with like an osotogari or something like that as a follow-up technique. So as he comes in, I check his hip, and as he backs back out, that's my opportunity to come in for my throw, my counter throw, to his Ippon. So from another angle here, we're here, Brian comes in, I'm just checking his hip and keeping my hips away from him and keep him low. At this point right here, he has to make a quick split-second decision. Does he want to stay here and risk me taking him down backwards, or does he want to go back and reset and try something else? So I'm gonna respond to that as well. So as he goes back away from me, that's my opportunity to follow up with whatever kind of technique I'm going to do. Okay. So in judo, if I hip check Brian, as he comes in, I block his hip and I try to get away from this. I'm only going to get away with that for maybe one or two tries, and then I'm probably going to get penalized for excessive defense. In Jiu-Jitsu, there's no such rule as far as that goes. So if he comes in, I can check his hip. If he wants to try again, I can check his hip. I can get away from him as much as I want to, and I'm not going to get penalized for that. And then I can use it to potentially set him up for my counters. So the second technique we're going to do is Tani-otoshi as a counter to Ippon. So as Brian comes in, I can hip check, I can grab his hip, right? So here. But you see I step to the side. And as I step to the side, I'm in a position where my head is still behind him. I'm in line with his feet, with my feet. My left foot is going to block behind his left foot and basically use his momentum and rearward force to sit down and drag him down to the ground in a Tani-otoshi. So let's try it again. Moving nice and slow with this. So as he comes in, I'm grabbing his hip with my left hand, or just checking his hip. But I stepped off to the side. And I turn my left foot on edge with my knee bent, so I can sit down in an S position and step right into the mounted position as we fall. My hand positioning for my grip here is as he comes in, my hand stays on his lapel. Let's turn this way just a little bit. My hand stays on his lapel so that I'm using that to kind of force him to his rear as well. So I grab his hip with my left hand, my right hand stays on his lapel, and I force to sit. He sits, and I step into the mount. So he comes in, right into the mount. So that's a good use for your Tani-otoshi as a defense, as a counter to Ippon-seoi-nage. And our third defense and counter is a move called Te-guruma. Te-guruma means hand wheel, right? So I'm going to use my hands to wheel my opponent. So as Brian comes in for this throw, rather than blocking the hip or rather than dragging him down, I'm actually still going to sidestep, but my left hand is going to go between his legs, and I put the front side of my knuckles to the front side of his thigh on the far leg. And then I'm going to push my hips underneath him and lift my chest up to the sky. So when I do this, it elevates him. You end up with a good throw and a good follow-up position. I can go for a leg attack, I can go for an arm attack, I can go for a pinning position. So again, Brian comes in, I sidestep, my left hand comes through, my hand goes to the front. I can hug this leg, but I want to get a big rotation off of that side of his body. So I come in tight, my hips are close to him, I lift up here, and with my chest, and with my hand, right? So all these things together, up, turn, he lands. We're in a position right now where I can follow up with a variety of follow-up techniques. Let's turn this way. So But once again, Brian comes in, I sidestep, I lift, turn, complete the throw. You can go knee in the belly, you can go do a variety of things. So those are 3 techniques to defend against your opponent's Ippon-seoi-nage. We had the hip check, we had Tani-otoshi, and we have Te-guruma. So 3 very good, very easy to apply counters to an Ippon-seoi-nage. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification tab so you don't miss any future videos. And remember, when you learn one technique, you know one technique. When you learn one concept, you know 1,000 techniques. So until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.